please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey Grizzlies! We just want to let you know that if you skateboard, scooter, or bike your way to school, we do have a special place for you to store your bike, scooter, or skateboard while you're in class. This place is between Relo 1 and 2 behind the school. We will have that open up in the morning for you to drop your bicycle or skateboard or scooter off in. And then as soon as that bell rings, we will lock that place up and they'll be safe and secure while you're in school. When the bell rings for school to release and go home at the end of the day, we will unlock this space up. You can grab your bike, scooter, and skateboard and ride safely home. Thanks, Grizzlies.
This week at lunch, we will be selling snacks by the vending machine to fundraise for our school, so come and buy some snacks.
Hey, good morning, Granite Park. Principal Griffiths here again. Today we have a guest, and I wanted him to introduce himself to everybody at our school, since he's here almost every single day. Vince, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Vincent Savoy, and I grew up in Hawaii, but I live here in Utah now, and I work here at Granite Park as the gang prevention specialist. I love working at Granite Park because it's so diverse, but sometimes when I'm working in the halls, I hear a lot of racial slurs, and especially the N-word. I wonder what the policy here is.
So here at Granite Park, when we hear words that aren't allowed in school, and racial slurs are some of those words that we hear quite frequently, that's what we call hate speech, and we just don't want that in our school. So anytime you say something that targets a student based on their race, their religion, their nationality, and their age, the list goes on, that's classified as being hate speech, and we don't want it in our school. Does that answer your question, Vince?
Yeah, I think that's a great policy. You know what I mean? I think it'll help make everybody feel more positive and more safe at the school. But say someone does say it in the classroom or the hallway, what do we do then? What's the procedure?
Yeah. So we understand that sometimes students make mistakes and they say things that are inappropriate. We want to work with kids, so we use these mistakes as learning experiences. So here's our process if something does happen. Let's just say, for example, a student in our school says the N-word in class. Teachers will stop what they're doing. They will address that with the entire class and remind everybody that we do not accept that type of language here at Granite Park. Then what will happen is the teacher will contact the front office and notify an administrator that something inappropriate or hate speech was used in a classroom. From there, an administrator will come to the classroom and pull the student out and have a conversation with them about hate speech and why we don't want that language in our school. If we have another documented case where the same student said something again, well, we have to elevate the consequence, and your parent will need to bring you back to school to meet with an administrator. And in that meeting, basically what's going to end up happening is the student, the parent, and admin are going to create a contract basically outlining our expectations when it comes to hate speech. Because we don't want it here. We want everyone to feel like they belong at Granite Park.
No, I think that's great.
And this is a district and a state policy that basically if you, being a student, do target another student based on gender, race, ethnicity, religion, the list goes on, that's classified as a civil rights violation. You can get in a lot of trouble. Using terms or harassing people because they're different than you is just not okay here at Granite Park. What could end up happening is, number one, you get suspended from school, and there's also a possibility the district will remove you from Granite Park and send you to safe school because they have zero tolerance for hate speech.
I know in today's music, especially, like you'll hear all these words and these slurs being used, and they use it as a form of endearment, but not here at Granite Park. You know what I mean? This is like a zero tolerance area. We got to make sure we're respectful to ourselves. Even if you're sharing amongst your friends and you're just talking amongst your friend group and you're saying these words, you never know who's listening, and at the same time, you may offend those people. You know, we want to make sure that all the students are safe here, and that's like the number number one concern. So obviously, like what Principal Griffin was talking about, we have all these procedures and policies set in place. So if you say these things, that's the consequence that comes. You know, there's no like, oh, I didn't know this and whatnot. This is what this video is for, to make sure that we are here and we tell you, and that's the warning. Because I know that, you know, all our Granite Park students, you guys are wonderful, you guys are smart, you guys can think of other things to say and find ways to express themselves without using these slurs. So don't do it.
One of the other reasons why we are so adamant about this policy is, number one, we want to keep our schools safe, and we also want everyone to respect each other. We are a very diverse school, and that's what makes our school amazing. And finally, it's your responsibility as a student here at Granite Park to make sure that everyone feels like they belong. And if we do that, we're going to have an amazing school year.
All right, thanks, guys.